speaking of losing players, they almost lost Kyle Walker. He almost went to Bayern Munich, and multiple reports came out that effectively Pep took him out for dinner, sat him down, offered him this and that, and the fact he got to wear the captaincy meant a lot to him. I mean, how important was it to keep Kyle Walker on this side? I don't think many people can do what he does.
No, he's as you said, he's probably been the best right back in Premier League history. So he's
second after Gary Neville for Fraser.
The debate is still out, yeah. So he's a really important player for Man City also, and I think there was almost a little bit of a clash because he couldn't do certain things that maybe he felt he wanted to be able to do, and Pep didn't feel he was able to do them. But what he's good at, he's exceptionally good at. I mean, his pace is obviously his biggest asset, and I think his leadership qualities within that group as well are vital. So I think it was very important that he did stay, and he's proved his value.
Your thoughts on Carl's leadership ability in the side? I mean, is he the one you think the players will be turning to? Because I know De Bruyne also wears the armband.
Yeah, I think, you need, in an English club, you need an English player. The one that, has been around the block a bit. He knows what it means to the fans, to other young lads in the dressing room. He's a leader. He's been there and done it. And like we're saying, he's redefined that position. He plays for England. He would have been a massive loss not only just on the pitch, but in and around the dressing room. So it's great that he stayed and helped the team.
Yeah. Well, speaking of experienced players, though, I found this fascinating. For Manchester United, Casemiro, we saw the news. He was dropped from the starting 11. Okay, one of the changes. Understandable. Hasn't had the best run of form recently. But then he was taken out of the squad, according to Manchester United, with an injury. However, the Brazilian reporter here, and it tends to be that the Brazilian players, when they're speaking in their mother tongue, they're quite chummy with the reporters.
You get misquoted, you mean?
You can get misquoted, yes. And according to him, at least, and he's here, there was no injury. Casemiro isn't carrying an injury. So I'm just thinking, I mean, we're talking about futures being linked away. Casemiro?
Yeah, possibly. I think he's had a lot of stick. But he's played centre-back. He's played out of his natural position. He's not been having the greatest of seasons in centre mid. I think the biggest thing for him is he missed pre-season through injury. And he looks like he's the type of player that if he's not playing for a while, he might put on a bit of weight or lose a bit of match fitness quickly. So that first couple of months he missed of the season, I think really has had a knock-on effect. Yeah. So then he's trying to help the team playing in a position that's not really his favoured position, and he's getting scrutinised for it, which doesn't really help the confidence.
It's been quite painful to watch him play at centre-back.
Painful?
To watch, yeah, for him, because I mean, I've been there, and when it's not going well, it's horrible, and he is an orthodox holding midfield player. That's his role. Now you can say stepping back, it's not that difficult. Well, it can be very difficult. I mean, in a 3 it can be easier a little bit, but to go actually step in at centre back, playing a back 4, it can be very, very difficult. And I think it's hurting a little bit, isn't it?
Especially when your pairing, your centre back keeps changing as well. You might be with Johnny Evans, then you might be with Maguire, then you're with Lindelof. It's not really helped him playing out of position where he's having to be the one consistent, but it is what it is. He's did his job in there, and whether that report's true or not, who knows? We'll find out in the next couple of months, I'm guessing.
Well, with Varane confirmed to be leaving the club, Harry Maguire decided to stay last summer, despite being linked with a move away. Fought tooth and nail to try and earn a position back in the side, picked up some injuries. He's injured today. Will he be starting next season, do you feel, alongside Martinez? Is that what you want to see as a United fan?
If everyone comes back to pre-season, everyone's fit, I think he's first choice centre-back. He had a sticky season before, and he's fought, like you said, he's worked on himself, and he's come back, and people were applauding him. Seeing how mentally tough he is to come back, and he's putting some real top performances this year on the back of a really difficult one. So yeah, I think he's earned his right to be in the centre-back pairing starting next season. And see where it takes him.
I mean, this is based on the assumption they don't go and buy someone, of course. What about yourself, Kit, when it comes to Harry Maguire? Redemption?
I think it could be, it'd be interesting now to see he's obviously in the England squad. If he gets himself fully fit and has a good Euros, and he could come back in absolutely flying for the start of next season. He's when he is fully fit, he's an England starter, regular. he is a top player. And I know he's had again come under a lot of criticism, had a lot of stick, unjust, an awful lot of it. You know, he's had a few poor games and made a few poor decisions for sure, but some of the stick has been ridiculous and way over the top. I feel that he'd been getting, and he didn't deserve a lot of it. So, but he's again, we spoke about Onana. He's shown great character. Harry Maguire is one of them. He won't lay down, and he won't try and hide away or come up with excuses. He'll front it up and get on with the job and come through, because he is a very, very good player.
Another area of concern for United throughout this entire campaign has to be the left-back position. Because of just injury after injury, Luke Shaw can't stay fit. Yeah. Tyrell Malacia hasn't played a minute of football
this season.
This entire season. It's been, what, over a year now since he last played, since we last saw him wearing a jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, next season, what are you expecting in that position?
I think they probably need to get someone in that can, I think Dalot and Wan-Bissaka have covered when they had to. But I think the main objective is how can we keep Luke Shaw fit next season? Because when he's playing, he makes a massive difference. He's so composed on the ball. He's played hundreds of games in the Premier League, and you know what you're getting from him. I think he calms the rest of the back four, as well as Martinez, as well as Varane when he's fit. So you need players like that to stay fit, but if he's not going to be fit, you need to have adequate cover. You've got to have at least one guy that can play left back, maybe not first position left back, but he's left-footed and can do a good job there.